My name is Lynn and I work over here at JVI Secret Gardens. So today we're going to keep talking about some houseplants. Something I like to do is to actually break up houseplants into 3 categories. They're not 100% tried and true, but it's kind of a good way to think about plants and how to take care of them. The first category is going to be your dry plants, your plants that for the most part would rather dry out completely before you give them a drink of water. An example of one of those plants is going to be a snake plant. Snake plants, cactus, succulents, these are all the kind of plants that you're really going to want to be careful if you're going to be watering them. Now, one thing you can do to prevent overwatering with these type of drier plants is going to be to use cactus soil. One of them that we carry here is the Black Gold Cactus Mix. Cactus soil is good because it drains super quickly. It doesn't hold on to the water, so your plant isn't sitting with wet roots for an extended period of time. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't water them at all. What you're going to want to do is allow them to dry almost completely before giving them a drink of water. When you do water them, you're not going to do little sips here and there. You're going to want to give them a good watering all the way through the pot so that it's draining. One thing I do is I actually take my cactus into a sink or a bathtub, give them a really good soaking, maybe once a month, once every few months. It depends on where you're putting that plant, how much sun they're getting, etc. The next category of plants are going to be your plants that do not like to dry out at all, the ones that have consistently moist soil. Elephant ears are going to fall into that category. These plants, for the most part, at any given point, you're going to want that soil to feel damp, not completely sopping wet. You're not going to want to squeeze water out the bottom of the pot, but you're not going to want it to get too dry either. One way you can make sure that your plants aren't drying out is by choosing a soil that holds on to water, kind of the opposite of cactus soil. Like your all-purpose mixes, the amount of light your plants are getting is going to determine how often you water them. An elephant ear in a bright spot is going to need water a little bit more often than an elephant ear in a lower light spot. You're just going to have to touch it and feel. The third category of plants is going to be kind of in between your dry and your wet plants. I feel like a lot of houseplants actually fall into this category, the ones that you're going to have to touch your soil pretty frequently to make sure that it's drying out before you give them a drink. One example of that is going to be a croton. They're a little bit more tolerant to drying out than something like an elephant ear, but you're still not going to want to let it get cactus dry. A lot of them are going to be watered when they have dry soil 3 to 4 inches down. Depends on the variety of the plant. My favorite houseplant soil for this kind of medium plant is going to be Happy Frog. It's just that perfect balance between a cactus soil and a soil that holds on to water. It drains a bit quicker, but it also holds on to water a little bit better than a cactus soil. When your houseplants are indoors, they're not going to be pulling water as quickly as plants that are going to be outside in the full sun. So you're going to want to go with soil that kind of dries out a little bit faster than if you have a pot on your patio. One way you can do this is to mix your soils. I like to add in cactus soil with a lot of my houseplants just because I know it dries quickly, which gives me peace of mind when I water that I'm not going to be overwatering as frequently. One thing to keep in mind when choosing plants that need a little bit damper of soil is you are going to be encouraging some pretty common bugs. If you check out our YouTube channel, we're going to kind of go into that a little bit more in depth. Wherever you end up putting your plant, the amount of light your plant is getting is going to affect how often you're going to need to water that plant. Check out our other video. We kind of go into light and how it affects watering your houseplants. If you have any further questions about watering, soil, which plants to pick for what location, come and check us out at JVI Secret Gardens. Our staff would love to help you pick a plant and the soil that matches. So come and see us soon.